So we're back with Mr. Drzal for our quarterly update. We interviewed him in the beginning of the year, and now we're here for some updates. Mr. Drzal, how are you doing?
Good, thank you. Welcome to November.
And with the first quarter done, how do you feel about your students this year?
It's always about gaining momentum, and the goal is always to have some momentum as we go through the year. Obviously, the first few weeks, if not first few months, are about learning the routine and getting prepared for what's to come, and then you hope by this time of year to have some real momentum, and I think we do, and it's my job to keep it going.
And would you say the students are better than last year?
It's always tough to gauge, right? That's an obviously tough one from a senior asking about the juniors. Surprise question from you, but never one we ask or never one we're going to answer, because the goal is just to make sure every kid does and excels to their own capabilities.
All right, and students really value when a teacher is interested in the subject they teach. And obviously, any of your students could tell me that you're very interested in U.S. history. Could you elaborate on that?
Sure. I mean, it's about, we want the students to be curious, in some ways just as curious as we are as teachers. So obviously there's content that we have to teach, but the goal is to make it interesting and fascinating, and even sometimes make it like a story or even like a mystery, so that we get them thinking about the topic, but also maybe even thinking about other questions as well. So I think kind of what you're looking for there is the idea of curiosity, and that's one of the things we don't see enough of actually these days. We think you probably spend a little too much time on your phone, and it gives you too much information, whereas we want you to kind of pursue information instead and be curious about what we haven't told you.
All right, and well, you teach an AP class. How are you preparing your students for the AP test?
And the goal always is to make sure that all of our practice in the classroom matches the test. So whatever it might be. Let's say you like sports, right? So obviously you want practice to be like the game. Let's say you're into musical theater, right? You want rehearsal to be sort of as close as possible to a real performance. So it's the same thing, right? You know from experience last year that our tests are really made up of questions that are on old AP exams, and that's what you always want, right? You want students to be, again, doing and preparing and practicing things that are real, so they're not surprised on the day of the test.
And final question: how do you pronounce Worcestershire sauce?
I think you have to work on that more than I do. Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire.
Yeah, just don't overthink it, right? Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire sauce.
No.
Okay. Have a great second quarter.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Anytime. See you third quarter.
Yep. See you then. Well, half.